Okay. So we are back with the class of Linux. In the Linux topic of last this class, in the last discussion, we have started the topic of the shell programming. The topic shell. What is the shell programming? How the shell written? How a shell script can be written? We have seen similar to this type of topic, and we have discussed on this particular topic, right? Now we are talking about this shell. This shell actually used to write some large or structured programs. Means as I given an example also in the lab, that through a editor we can write a C program or any structured program, and then we can execute and get an output. But the whole thing is under a part of the editor where we are writing something, but while we are closing, the things reside in the editor. Means we are using a editor file or file through an editor to run a shell program, and the extension of the shell program is .sh. The extension of the shell program is .sh. So when we are creating a shell file or a shell programming file, we need to mention the file name. Then with the extension, we need to mention the file name with the extension .sh. So this .sh is actually our extension or indicating that this is a shell file. Now the shell has some meta characters which plays a role in the programming, in the case of Unix programming. This shell has some meta characters. This shell have some meta characters that plays an important role in the programming part. So these meta characters, there are several parts or types of the meta characters. What are the types of the meta characters? That is are the performance or the components of shell we have discussed about in the previously. Those are the types of this meta character, like just the file substitution, IO redirection, process execution, then quoting some meta characters, positional parameters, and special characters, command substitutions. So these are the types of the meta characters, or these are these better say that these are the features of shell programming meta characters that is helping to run a program, a shell program actually. So this file substitution, IO redirection, process execution, each of these features have its own process, have its own task that they look. So in this part of this meta character significance, so we have some symbols that have particular meaning, that have some particular definition, right? So suppose a symbol like asterisk, or we can say star, right? This symbol actually reference that it matches any number of characters. So it matches, suppose in a file there are a large number of characters are present, so we are trying to match some characters, so it matches, we are trying to match more than one number of characters. So this star actually help us to matches any n number of characters, any n number of characters, right? There is another part or another symbol which we can write in a several way that can help us to find or match something. So this symbol star, then question mark. Question mark is actually referred to matching a single character. Then within a bracket, if I'm writing A, within a bracket, if I'm writing third bracket, we are writing A. So it look for the character only A. So these are the symbols, or these are the syntax by which we can match with the characters in a large number of files, right? In a file, if there is a large number of words and characters are present, then to find something, we can have this type of process to match with the characters. So these are the part of the meta character that is helping to find out those things, that is helping us to find out those things. Now, this shell, not only shell, every programming, every other programming starting from C, Java, we have discussed, every program we are writing, some variable is there, means the role of variable is important. Without variable we cannot process for the program, because this variable actually holds or stores some value for the successful execution of the program. In any case, it is C, in Java, in Python, whatever the language of programming is. Similar, this is in shell programming, in this shell programming also, we have variables. These variables are doing the same purpose, to hold some value into that particular variable, and the variables names are case sensitive, we all know that. If we are writing the variable name, we need to write that particular variable name in all over the places where we are using it. So in this, suppose as an example of Linux, we are trying to write some variables and trying to get a value from the variable. Just a basic example I am showing you. Suppose, so dollar any variable name, suppose name equal to, then we are trying to put some values in there. Suppose name equal to Chaivasha. Okay, so this is the name. Then if I'm trying to get an output from this particular variable, if I'm trying to get some output from this particular variable, then we need to use this echo. This echo is helping us to get a output directly in the terminal, directly in the terminal. Then echo dollar Chaivasha. So as a result of this, sorry, echo dot, not Chaivasha, a slight mistake, echo dot name. So as a result, in the terminal output, means after writing this command and executing this command, we are getting an output of the name variable. So name is my variable, and we are trying to get out, we are trying to hold some value into that particular variable. Then we try to show that particular value of that particular variable. So to store that, just write the variable name with the value in it. Okay. But while trying to print out, while trying to get an output, for that we are writing echo. This echo is helping us to get an output. This echo is helping us to get an output. So echo dot the variable name, and we are getting the output. Next, like similar to that, another example I can say that suppose dollar number equal to 1 plus 2. Fine. So dollar number equal to 1 plus 2, and then dollar echo dollar number. So tell me what will be the output? What will be the output for this?
3.
Okay, one person is saying 3. Anyone? Any other?
Maybe 1
3
plus 2.
only.
Okay, one is saying 1 plus 2, one is saying 3. What? Any other option anyone wants to say?
Sir, error.
Okay, one person is saying error. That is interesting. Okay, so going by one. So how many of you are agreeing the result will be 3? Just raise your hand. How many of you are agreeing that this result will be 3? Just raise your hand. I want to check it. Okay, so 4, 5, 6. 6% is saying the result will be 3. The person who says it first 3, I think 7. Okay, so okay, 7 to 8, 10% are saying that the result is 3. Okay, fine. You can lower your hand. How many of you think that it will be 1 plus 2? 1 plus 2. How many of you think? 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay. Right. Okay. So here also we are getting some 10 people. So 10 plus 10, 20%, 20 people are saying that it is almost 1 plus 2 or 3. Okay, fine. And how many are saying it is error? 3, 4, 3 to 4. Okay, 3% are saying error. So almost 23 or 24 students are having some answer, whereas the rest of 5 to 6 people don't have any answer. Fine. Okay, the result will be error. Akash, can you explain why the result will be error?
सर क्योंकि वहां पर वेरिएबल का शुरुआत में n कैपिटल है, यहाँ पे स्मॉल है.
Correct. As I said, or you people have learned it many times, starting from your second or third semester, I think second semester, that when we are writing a variable name, the name is sensitive, and the name should be very clear.
We thought you mistakenly write it.
Huh?
We thought you mistakenly wrote that.
I intentionally write that to check that what are the answers. Okay, so the result here, this is error because the variable doesn't match with the name that I have written in the beginning, because here the n is capital and here I have intentionally write the name in small variable. Okay, fine. So now coming to the part, now the thing is corrected. Now what will be the answer? Now what will be the answer? Here the answer will be 1 plus 2. The answer will be 1 plus 2 because I'm just trying to, I didn't do anything, no calculation or something, because it's a variable where I'm storing some value. No calculation or addition, any part of things is happening here. Just a variable having some values, and we're just putting the values to while the variable will goes, the variable will display only that result. The variable will display the result and the answer will be 1 plus 2. The answer will be 1 plus 2 because no operation is going on here, only a variable having some value, right? So this, the defining of the variable, we can use the variable both through the command line and the shell script. So do remember this small things, the basic small things, because these small things can lead to an error, right? So these variables are important, and these variables in shell programming you use, that is called a shell variable, just a name, shell variable, but the purpose or the work all are related to the previous variable we have understand in the C or any other programming languages. So these variables are able to store and manipulate the information with the within the shell programming, and it is the part, or it is created by the user, so the user have a power to control it, right? So this user defined variable we know how to create, because we have already do a lot of program where we need to create a variable, right? So no more discussion I think needed here for user defined variable. In the part of user defined variable, how to create a variable, how to use the variable, we all know that. And there is a part that is echo. Echo is doing the part of printf to display something. Echo is doing the part of printf to display something. Now, there is another part of this variable. There are two part of variable. That is, if we can talk about the variable or shell variable, it is much better term. Shell variable, it is much better term. So this shell variable has two parts. One, the basic user defined variable. User defined variable, that is in the control of user. That is in the control of user. But there is another part, that is environment variable. That is called environment variable. So this environment variable means actually some system defined variable. So this environment variable are initialized when the shell script actually begins. When it is start, at the beginning, when we are trying to create a shell programming file, suppose like using some vi or nano editor, nano.abc.sh. So when at the starting, at the starting of the process of the shell programming, this variables, this environment variables are initialized with the shell script, and it is for the distinguished part of the user defined variable, because so we have a line by which we can understand that what are the user defined variable and what is the environmental variable, right? So what are the variables? What are the variables are available with the shell program? To display that, we can use a command that is called set. So using the set command, we can see that what are the local variables that have been assigned or used with this shell programming. So what are the environmental variables that is present at the time of the shell programming? We are looking one by one. So one of the variables that is known as $home, that is known as $home. All the variables names are case sensitive. I repeat, the variables names are case sensitive. So home here written as capital means the total thing is in capital. Okay. So $home, this variable, this environmental variable is the purpose for home directory. Means when we are actually creating a shell program, we are trying to create a shell program, whether we are trying to create anything, it must have a home directory where the thing is created, right? Whether it can be the home directory, whether we are changing the directory to create the file into that particular directory, that is the home directory for that particular file. So home will, this variable, this environmental variable will show us that what is the directory of this particular particular shell variable file, particular shell programming file. Then there is $path. $path is used for the list of directories to search for commands. So there is a lot of commands are there. So there will be a list of directories to search for commands that we can achieve with the help of this $path variable. So list of commands we can achieve to search for the commands, or list of directories to search for the command. Okay, list of directories to search for the commands. We can use this $path variable. We can use this $path variable, the environmental variable. Third one, that is $ps1 and $ps2. This is the prompting option, the command prompt, whether it can be the secondary option or the primary option. To do that, we can use this $ps1, $ps2, $ps1, $ps2, that is used for the prompt option, that whether it can be a primary or the secondary option. Okay, so $PS1, $PS2. Then there is a part that is $shell, $shell. So we are creating a shell programming file, and we have also a shell variable. So this $shell variable is indicating that where the shell means the login, current login from which shell we are currently logging, current login shell will be described, or current login shell we can achieve with the help of this $shell command, current login shell. Then there is $0 that for the name of the shell script, $0 to get the name of the shell script, $0 get the name of the shell script. And there is lastly $, that is the process ID of the shell script. That is to get the process ID of the shell script. This is the variable to get the process ID of the shell script. So every process have a process ID. We all know that. So process ID of the shell script. So these are the 5 to 6 environmental variables are present that is helping to run the shell programming successfully apart from the user defined variable. So user defined variable, that is the user will be created for the program to run the program, that whatever is needed. But this 4, 5 to 6 system or environmental variables will be there always with associated with the shell file to give this type of particular data, this type of particular data. Now in this part, the shell, there are 7 types of shell commands and command substitutions. The shell commands are there and some command substitutions are there. That is one by one. If I give an example, that is suppose a read command in the process of shell programming file, there is a read command that is purposely used to taking input from the user and make the script interactive. So I am repeating again that the read command is used as a tool for taking the input from the user and make the script interactive. So this read command is working for which command in C programming? So it is the purpose of read command is similar to which particular command in C programming?
So it's scanf.
Scanf, right? So here in C programming, we can see that scanf is doing the scan part to read an input from the user, right? So similarly here in shell programming, the read command is used to scan or to make the script interactive to take some input from the user. So how to use that? So we can very simple, the $read a name. So when we are trying to enter this, so first I will write the command syntax. So suppose I'm trying to read something, suppose $read, I'm trying to read some name from the user. So when I'm trying to write this $read name, so when I have instance of a variable, it will prompt for some variable. It will prompt for something that show us the value, put the value. So this printf and thing will be there, the $name. When this thing will be printed, the variable will be asked from the user. The value for the variable will be asked from the user, where the user will be putting the value, and then the process will go for the further process. Right. So this $read is used for to take some input from the user. Then there is another exit command. That exit command is used to terminate a program forcefully. The exit command is used to terminate a program forcefully. One thing is there that how to when a program actually shuts down, when a program is done or run successfully, it will close automatically. No need to do anything, right? But we are trying to run a program, we are trying to run a shell program or code, but in the middle of that, we need to stop it forcefully, or the thing terminate before it executes successfully, right? To do that, the command exit is used. So when this exit statement we can get into the script, the execution is stopped and control the whole control, because if we follow just the sequences of C programming, that it is following us line by line, scanning and then goes for the execution in the compilation part. So it will similar here in the shell programming, that when the thing is goes on line by one, line by line, the if at some point if this exit command is encountered, if the exit command is compiled by the compiler, then the execution will be halt or stop, and control is returned to the calling program. In case in general to the shell programming. So initially the shell programming, the command will be returned to stop. So this shell, this to stop a program by forcefully or prematurely, we can say, is the term the exit is used. Then there is another command that is called set. This set is used to produce the list of current variables. As I said, the set is used to produce the current set of variables, right? So these are the commands. There are some eval is for the evaluation. Eval scans the command line before executing it. So eval is for the evaluation, to scan the command line before the process, before the executing process, before the executing process. So these are the some environmental variables or some commands that is helping to run the process, run the work, run the thing successfully. Then there are several parts of quoting. Quoting means the string here comes into the scenario. That quoting, that when you are trying to write something with some comma, double inverted comma or single quoting, so it is having some values or string values putting into that to through the commands. So we are putting some string values. When we are writing some string value, we can use this double inverted comma for the process, for that particular process. So this variable, there are several type of variables. We are talking about the shell variables, the meta characters, all the things. So this variable created by the user, and we can assign any type of string there. We can assign any type of string there. And how to think, how to get the display, that is through the echo command, that is helping us to get the output, that is helping us to get the output. Now similar to, again, means all the things are related or in a comparison to the C programming we can talk about. So this in C programming, when we have learned about the string and all of this, there is a string comparison. There are some commands for string comparison also, right? So similar to here in the Linux also, there are some string comparison commands or test command for the string. So what are the commands? First of all, we can talk about that string. So if we write just simply string, so what does this string mean? This string means that this string is not an empty string. It is true for the string is true if the string is not an empty string, if not an empty string. So for that, if I'm writing only the string, and if it is only true when if it's not an empty string. Second one, string 1 equal to string 2. So we are trying to match something with string 1 with string 2, and it will be true. This case will be true only when the values of string 1 and the string 2 will be same. The values of string 1 and string 2 will be same. Then this string 1 equal to string 2 works. Then string 1 then in the case of string 1 equal to string 2, the string, it is true if the strings are same. Fine. Then minus n string, minus n dot space string, it is saying that string is not null. Minus n string, minus n string, it is saying that string is not null. So the logics are same, but the way of writing the code, writing the scenario, it is just a little bit different into the Linux, but the logic for the coding, it is same in every part. Okay, so these are the comparisons, or these are the string comparison commands that we can use to find out that whether the strings are equal or not, whether any string is null or not. There are several more arithmetic comparisons also, that is like expression 1 minus eq equal to expression 2. Means if it is better, I can write it. So suppose expression 1 minus eq expression 2. So expression 1 minus eq expression 2 means this expression is saying that whether my expression are equal or not. So if the expression are equal, then we are having a result of true. If it is not, then we are having a result of false. So these are this type of similar expression that is for the arithmetic comparison, that is expression minus any. For the expression 2, that is that expression is not equal. Expression minus gt for the expression is greater than the next expression 2. Expression minus ge, that is less than. So these are the parts for the expression, and there are several file conditions also for the string for this particular file that we can use. So commands in everywhere in the Linux. So in every step, we need to use some commands. So the command, as I said from the beginning of the classes, that we need to learn the commands first to do or to be familiar or to work on the Linux terminal or Linux shell, right? Then means these are the logics of the shell. Means we are in the programming, the shell programming, but programming, the name of the programming language can be different. Some says it's C, some is Java, some it is Python, for some it is COBOL, for some it is Shell. So for depending upon the process, the names are different. But what is same in all the scenario? The logic. The logic is same in all the scenario. So similar to here, if we are going for the control structure, then again that if, else if, this type of things comes into the scenario. But one thing in the if part, I have tell all of you in the previous class also, but I don't think whether people are remember or not. So suppose if, in an if condition, okay, suppose I am trying to write some if condition logic. If, then the syntax is, then if condition first, then the statement, that is the scenario. If condition, then there will be some statement part, and then else. So then suppose there is some statements, then else there is some another statement, right? So this is in this if condition part in C or this. So if you are write if and else, we call this if else, right? We just write the if and else, then that's closed. We are back closing the brackets. We are moving for the next one. But while in the shell programming, in this shell programming, I have tell you people in yesterday's class also that if I am starting an if we are starting a statement, if statement with if, so in shell programming, we need to close that if also. We need to close that if also. So anyone remember that what is the command or what is the term we use to close that if part? What is the term we are using to close the if part? I have told you people in the previous classes. So what is the command or what is the syntax? What is the term we are using to close this if part? To close the if part?
F5.
5, right? So if I'm starting a thing with respect to f, if we are trying to write something, we started to f. So to close that if part, we need to write a particular thing, that is 5, right? Fine. So this if, there is else if also. So all the things, else if, these are the parts that is available. So we can use this control structure in our shell programming also. So whatever the logic in other programming, that we can use also here in our shell programming also, in the shell variable programming. Okay. So this if, else if, for, there is for loop also. So all the loops and the logical control structure, then the looping part for, do while. These are the loops are available. How we can use it. We all know the logic of using it. We have written so many codes in our C programming language. Then you have Java. So you have much more knowledge about this particular part. So I think talking on this, nothing changed much more. Okay. So up to this particular part, we are going to talk for today. For today's class, we are going to talk up to this particular part, and this control structure, this looping of for, while, do, while, these are the parts we are going to talk. So this is all for today's class. So if anyone have to say anything, they can tell me or ask me. Okay. Now coming to the part, out of 32, 31 people have raised or marked their attendance already, I can see. So let me check whether all are present, or after writing their name, whether they are absent or not, because some people they are writing their name but not present at all. Okay, so let's see whether all are present or not. Chandni Oria,
Yes, sir.
Sachin Yadav,
Yes, sir.
Abhijit Datta, Abhishek Kumar Verma,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes, sir.
present.
Aditya Kumar Pandey,
Yes, sir.
Akash Aman, okay, Akash Chandra Khan,
Yes, sir.
Anamika Topo,
Yes, sir.
Apeksha,
Yes, sir.
okay. Babita,
Yes, sir.
Amit Kumar Ram,
Yes, sir.
Roshan Kumar,
Yes, sir.
Rehan Shakib Khan,
Yes, sir.
Shivam Kumar,
Yes, sir.
Chanchal,
Present, sir.
Kajal,
Yes, sir.
Manish,
Yes, sir.
Pallavi,
Yes, sir.
Pooja,
Yes, sir.
Preeti Verma,
Yes, sir.
Pooja Prantika,
Yes, sir.
Rahil Horo,
Yes,
Rahul Danpat,
Yes, sir.
Ranjit,
Yes, sir.
Ravi,
Yes, sir.
Diya,
Yes, sir.
Sanjay,
Yes, sir.
Siaram,
Yes, sir.
Subodip,
Yes, sir.
Tamanna,
Yes, sir.
Tania.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So it's good that all of you are present and responded fine. So all the students have marked their attendance. Okay, so thank you all for joining into the session. Stay safe and take care. We will meet again in tomorrow's class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.